The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, The Money Masters.
Let's go to Carlos in California. Hey, Carlos, what's going on?
I want to thank you guys for all that you do for TFNN. I've been a Tiger for over 10 years. Actually, I started listening to you before I even speak a word of English.
Oh, really?
And the thing that captivated me was when you make like, rawr. I was like, wow, what is that?
That is so cool. And where are you from?
Take it serious. I'm from the south, actually the northwest part of Mexico.
I love it.
Right next to Guayabitos.
Okay.
It's close to Puerto Vallarta.
Okay, cool.
Yes, and I listen from there, and then when I arrived here, I married my wife, and then I keep listening to your radio station.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
It's a great thing.
Now, your Money Masters, Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes.
Welcome, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We do appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. We get the Dow right now down 57. Nasdaq's off 20. S&Ps are off 6.5. Gold's down 3. We got, oil's off $1. Bonds are up 26 ticks. King Dollar's up 21 cents. And no doubt, it's great to be back with everyone, right?
It is, absolutely. It was a great trip.
And I'll tell you, folks, first off, we want to thank everyone for coming out, growling and prowling with us. But I'll tell you, Steve and I were so spaced out by the time we came back Friday, we didn't know what city we were in.
Oh, my God.
And so it was great, no doubt. And we're coming, we're going to be in Boston next Saturday morning.
Yes.
9 to 12.
Yes.
And then we're going to be in Tampa that Tuesday night. So come visit us, and we'll get a lot of great education going, and we do appreciate out there growling and prowling with us. And hey,
we got a lot of great education while we were traveling, didn't we?
We did. We absolutely did.
Whether it was the tigers or tigresses that we were talking to, or just simply the people in the hotels or that we ran into.
Right.
Some of the cab drivers or what have you. That was a great educational experience.
Big time.
Learning about Spokane.
Yeah.
Even if it was 4 in the morning.
3:30 in the morning, folks. We were up at 3:30 in the morning. You know what's so cool? You know what I was thinking? When I had offices up in Alaska, folks, this goes back 20, 25 years now, what happens is that you absolutely don't have any sense of time, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Because what happens is that it doesn't matter it's 3 in the morning or 3 in the afternoon. You take a nap in between it and you just go with it.
Yeah,
and that's what kind of happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is pretty cool. You know what I mean? Hey, have you tried the toffee yet?
I did.
Oh, my God. Listen, folks, okay? There's a tiger out in Denver that has a toffee company. It's a Mile High Toffee.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
I'll get you the website. Folks, let me tell you. So, picture this. He gave us 2 boxes, and his daughter runs the place, right? She started the place, actually, in the recession.
Yeah.
Okay? She's going to do great. She's going to do great just for me. So what happens
that's great.
Is that...
That's so funny.
Steve and I, it's in a beautiful box, number 1, both of them. And I keep looking at him, and I said, well, we're going to open these things? And he said, no, not yet, right? So we kept them there.
That's right.
So when we got back Friday, I put 1 in his bag.
That's right.
I took 1.
Yeah.
And the bag on Saturday is talking to me. He said, Tom, come on over here. You want to? Oh, my God. When I tasted it, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
it's over the top. I've never had toffee that good in my life.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, it was insane.
Yeah, some of the pieces are nice and soft.
Oh, aren't they?
Yeah,
I know.
Some are hard, some are soft.
I know, man.
That's pretty
unbelievable.
Yeah, it is good stuff.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And we'll get you that link, folks. In fact, I'll get you that link on the first get-go. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is good.
Okay.
No calories, and there's no calories in it.
Oh, man.
That's the other beauty.
You should have seen. So listen, folks. I have an ice cream deal. I mean, I eat good except ice cream. Ben & Jerry's. And I'm blaming my son for this. Okay, he turned me on to this Ben & Jerry's. The peanut butter thing. I mean, that freezer talks to me every night. But I made it. I made it all weekend without having one.
Hey, you even made it when we were in the airport.
I did.
You skipped a Ben & Jerry's. I was surprised.
I did. But that toffee.
Yeah.
The toffee.
I know.
The toffee did it.
I know.
The toffee did it. No doubt about it.
Did.
Okay, so let's see what we got out here. So market-wise, if we go over to Europe is getting smoked. So I suspect what we're going to have right here now, you get a counter-trend bounce intraday.
Yeah.
And look at this. This is a beautiful thing. Okay, so you get the SPY right now at 136.32, and what this means, folks, is that now that we're back Here again, you know where I'm going. I'm going over to Nadex. Okay.
That's great.
So listen, folks, if come over to our website at TFNN, and what you're going to see right on the front page, you'll see the Nadex banner. You can open a demo account right there. And what we're doing is that these are binaries. And so what a binary does is flat out, it's a yes or no situation. That's what we're saying.
Right.
So when we look at the market right now, let me see where I'm going here. Okay, so let me see what we got. There's nothing like a nice counter-trend bounce. It's particularly, now what you have here is this. You get a counter-trend bounce, but you still got Europe that's down pretty good. So SPY, let me see what we have here. Okay. So, okay. ESH2. ESH2. Okay, so we're at 1358. So let's see. I'm going to do two different ones here. I'm going to do first off 11 o'clock one. So we're at 1358. So if I did a 1357, now there's two different ones here. This one here would be a 1357, saying if I sold one at 64. I'm saying I'm risking $36 to make $64. Okay. So I bang that one out. Now that means that it has to be below 1357 at 11 o'clock this morning. Okay? That's how that one works. The daily I'm going to do, we're at 1358 and 13. I like this. See, to me, this one here is going to get interesting because we have a high volume low at 1353. So where I'm going with this one, folks, is that I'm going to say I'm going down to 13. What do I have up there? 1355. So I'm risking $33 to make 66. Okay.
Yeah, and so 1355 is still inside the May 2nd swing point.
Yeah,
just inside.
No, just inside. Exactly.
Just inside.
So the way that this works is that by 11 o'clock, I need to close under the 1358.
Oh, yeah,
right?
You're looking at the futures. That's right. Yeah.
That's right. It's the futures, and I did the same one, didn't I? And then by 3 o'clock, one second, let me see if. By 4:15. Let me bring this up for a second. Nadex. Whoops.
Well, you place the order now.
It's a beauty. No. So what we have, 1358 is my number. That's the bottom line. Let me just pull this. Let me see. Whoa, how do I do this? Oh, 1358. Oh, 1357. I see 1357 by 11 o'clock. And
so 11. So we're at what time are we at right now?
And 1355. I have 13.
So 45 minutes. The next 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's 1357 by 11. 1355 by the end of the day.
Got it.
Let's go take a look at the NDX. Okay, so inside the NDX, this is kind of interesting too. I want one of the tigers here. First off, let's do this NDX. So the NDX today, folks, what you have is you got Micron pushing it up, Express Scripts, C-Trip, and Sirius Satellite pushing it up, bringing it back as Netflix, NVIDIA, Infos Systems, and Broadcom. If we go over to the, what gets interesting about this, you know what's so weird is that when I'm bringing this NDX up, what doesn't seem to be happening, and I got to check with Bloomberg about this, is that it seems like Apple, they don't have it on either side, right? And, well, I guess today it wouldn't be because it's not doing anything. Okay. Apple's still flat, really. Down 276, but that means that it actually is flat.
Yeah. So, I was doing I shared it with my clients this morning, but I was doing a study of the NDX last night, just taking a look at this last leg up. Okay? Then the last leg up I'm talking about, folks, is coming off of December 19th. And you can see, if you just follow this trend line here, you can see just simply how strong it has been. But what's interesting is when you start counting the gaps inside here, I mean, it's like 7, 8 gaps in here.
Wow.
On the way up. And each time that you ran across a bearish engulfing pattern, it got got taken out by a gap. And while we were away, the last bearish engulfing pattern that was out here was actually on February 15th. You can see it, right here.
Right.
And on Friday's session, what does it do?
Yeah.
Gaps up above it.
What a right.
Gaps up from the prior session, which happened to be above the resistance area on February 15th, which would have been 2,600. But this is kind of interesting because this is now trading right at at that line.
Right.
So watching the NDX is really important today because especially when you take a look at this trend line that it's been on.
That's right.
The way that this thing has been, gapping up or what have you. And it's the NDX that's going to give us the real feel, the real deal as to what kind of pullback that we would have in this market.
Absolutely, because we know that the small caps have been the weakest.
Yeah.
And the NDX hasn't. And the bottom line is that when you take a look at the NDX in general, it's like, okay, man, this thing wants to back down, but you know what? It hasn't yet.
No.
You know, and it can do $4 in a second, but you know what? It's going to have to prove that, hey, there's some strength on the way back down.
Yeah.
In this particular case, let's just if we take a look, volume-wise, you're at 142 on the NYSE. You're at 377. Now on the Nasdaq, that's some juice. We'll see whether it holds up.
Yeah.
What we definitely had on Friday is that you got to a higher high again.
Yes.
With the contraction again, we only did 677 million on Friday.
No, I know. And we were flying, so it wasn't until I really started taking a look at the charts on Saturday.
Right.
And I had to hit my monitor to see if I was getting updated volume.
Right.
Or
No, I'm with you.
Like, good Lord.
I'm with you.
And then I started looking for. I said, well, we know what the weakness is, so I take a look at the strength.
Yep.
Just simply trying to find some patterns out here. And that's when I started taking a look at this trend.
Yeah.
Just simply coming off those highs.
Bearish engulfing gap up.
I started taking a look at gaps. There's a gap. There's a gap. I mean, there's so many gaps in here, which was showing you, actual strength. Continued
gap is our
strength. Woo. So yeah, absolutely.
Let's go take a look at some of the high volume stocks, even though we don't have high volume out here today. But let's see what we have. So inside the S&P, you have, let's see, Sprint Nextel's off 5 cents, big deal.
Yeah.
Micron Tech is up 13. You got Comcast down 62. You got GE off 7. Wells Fargo is down 47. So let's go over to the XLF. We take a look at the XLF. Okay, so she's down on 13 million right now. Well, she's got some juice, man. Okay, so your first gap down the XLF, folks. What you have is this: you get a low with 4.1 million, which took out 3.6 going back on the 23rd. Now this could be a small ABC structure on the way down. Intraday, this is.
That's right. Yeah, because what you're still dealing with here, folks, whether it's the XLF or it's any of the ETF, any of the index ETFs out there, it still can't get into that February 2nd area.
I know.
And that's where these things have got to get to.
I know.
Yeah.
Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien, you stay right there, folks. The Dow's down 44, Nasdaq off 13, S&P's off 4.5. We're going to be right back.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective and maximize your returns. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. The Dow right now is down 49. You get NASDAQ off 12, S&P's off 4. We get gold up $1.10. You know, we talk about gold. I had a Tiger sent me something this morning, and what it's about, folks, is this. You know, let's see. It's about the Chinese market.
Okay.
So what's happening in the Chinese market is that, well, first off, China itself has a huge amount of gold. Okay, everywhere.
Yes.
Right. Bottom line.
I mean, in the ground.
In the ground.
In the ground.
Okay, and they opened up their market about 1.5 years ago that people can buy, right?
Yeah.
And so what this article is about is it's a bullish type of article, and it's basically insinuating that China is opening an exchange, the Pan Exchange, and they think that because of that, the price of gold is going to go through the roof.
Okay.
And in fact, that the Chinese government is behind it, and they're pushing this, okay?
Okay.
Now, let me tell you something, folks, okay? Real power will never give anyone power.
Okay.
And gold is power.
For sure.
Gold is big power.
Yeah.
You know, so my take on that is that that's not even close.
Yeah.
Okay? The Chinese government will kill their own citizens, and I mean, in 2 seconds. Okay?
Well, the thought was that the citizens are going to go out and buy gold?
Which they are. They absolutely are. The thought inside this piece, however, was that, you know, gold is manipulated, which we know it is, okay? Yeah. I feel it is anyway, okay? But one has nothing to do with the other. It's still a supply and demand type of deal, okay?
Yes.
So what this article is about is that because the Chinese government first off, has allowed their citizens to buy it, which they have, then the exchange is going to open up. They're basically wrapping this inside that now gold's really going to take off because of that.
Yeah.
And what you want to wrap your head around, folks, is power. What power is all about.
Well, and I think, one of the slides that I shared during the presentation,
Yes.
takes a look at millionaires by country.
Right.
And people have a people have a misperception with regard to the wealth that's over in China.
Right.
It's really segregated amongst a much smaller, you take a look at millionaires around the world, certainly the U.S. leading them, but China's down there, number 4 or 5, if you will, and it's 20%. 25% or something like that.
That's right.
We have to go back and look at the actual number. But my point, and look, in Hong Kong, where you've really got all the wealth, if you will, or a substantial
Yes.
portion of the wealth, right?
Huge,
Okay,
huge.
And the British colony, now it's being run in essence by China,
Right?
Buying. You've traveled over there, didn't you? Buy gold over there, jewelry wise.
What happened?
I bought a ton over there.
I was in Thailand, and what happened there, we had it made, because you talk about emeralds, and it's a long time ago, folks, but what they used to do, and I don't know if this still happens, but this was in the 80s, when they would bust through the borders, and when they weren't pushing, their opium through the borders, they'd be pushing emeralds through the borders.
Okay.
And in Chiang Mai, you could be in Chiang Mai, and as far as you could see, all these little places are selling emeralds, and my nieces have them now, and it's unbelievable.
That's pretty cool.
And it's insane, actually. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's 80s, but the government, they knew what was going on, because in Chiang Mai, folks, what ends up happening is that it's a huge gold emerald thing. I think it probably still is, but I knew they were valuable, but they turned so valuable. I don't even know if my niece, I should tell her someday exactly what she has on her wrist. So it's going to get interesting. But the larger take is, in fact, when we were talking about that slide of yours, right?
Yes.
If you look, the premier right now of China, folks, okay? His ex-wife and his 2 children. His ex-wife's in Canada.
This is a good one.
His 2 children in the United States, and you know what? They're not leaving.
That's right.
And China's worrying about this, because what's happening is that the immigration policy coming out of China is absolutely huge, and they're coming to the United States. And they're coming to Canada.
Oh, absolutely.
So
you were pointing that out. And of course, as we were flying across the country, taking a look, you were saying, "Why would you? Why would you leave this place?
My God,
look at all the beautiful country."
Seriously, exactly. No doubt about it, man. So it's going to be, it's all about supply and demand. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And the bigger issue that I'm just explaining in that aspect, that power is never given up, and it never will be given up.
Right.
Period.
Right.
You know what I mean? And gold is powerful.
Yeah.
That's what makes gold powerful. There's no 2 ways about
gold's
it.
on a nice run.
Yeah.
Still a nice run.
Yeah. 877-927-6648. You stay right there, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Don't forget, folks, this coming Wednesday, Val's got an outstanding workshop. It is free. You can sign up at tfnn.com. We'll be right back. Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in the equity as well as the option market, come over to tfnn.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to tfnn.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and the Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. We get the Dow right now down 46, NASDAQ off 12, S&P's off $4. And this is nothing compared to what you have happening in Europe. You know, so we get some divergence out here. The DAX has been
still off of its lows a bit. I mean, it's down 75 points or so.
It's trying to make some juice coming all the way back. It's right at ice right now. So it'll be interesting to see what the European market wants to do. If we take a look at our markets right here, if I just use the SPY right now, what it's done, no doubt, is that it's rejected that lower price. But you can see all it's done, like 10-minute right now. So watch this. You came down on 6.3 million.
Yeah.
We just did the last 10-minute 3.8.
Yeah.
The 3.8 is going all the way over the other side, which is pretty cool. Look at that. Is going at the 7.3. And when I say the other side, if you're listening on the air, folks, that is at 11:10 on the 23rd. That's what it's going into.
Looking at a 10-minute chart.
That's right. So it went into it, rejected it, has light of volume. Now, when that happens, what the setup is, now it's going to go test, can't bust them up, going to go try to bust them down.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And don't forget, Tiger TV, folks. When we did go from city to city, it's amazing.
Yeah.
We want to say hi to everyone out there. How many folks are watching Tiger TV?
Yeah,
Bring it with you.
That's a cool thing.
It was huge, actually. It was a huge amount of folks. I would say that 3/4 of each workshop will basically watching Tiger TV.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
Whether it's on their computer or it's on their cell phones, right?
Yeah. Now, Friday while we were traveling, I mean, the euro absolutely, took off on Thursday. And when I say took off, I'm taking a look at just simply coming down from the last swing from October 26th, okay, in this case here, because or October 27th, as we've been measuring our markets from their high down to the low. Yeah. And when I say taking off from the 0.382 trampoline line, okay, and it really, took off out of there, had some additional conviction on Friday as well, and this thing could be making an ABC up, which.
Yeah, that would be bizarre.
Now, but what was interesting as I was going through it over the Friday, because Friday's session was flat. Yes. Flat to down, right? Yes. I think the Dow maybe was up a point, and the S&Ps were down too. So I was trying to figure out, okay, wait a minute. When I was taking a look at that move inside the euro, right? What was offsetting it? Well, what was offsetting it was the yen. Now, the yen is only about, I don't remember, 10, 11, 12, 13%. I can't remember the number off the top of my head. But the yen had such a move that was, was helping to offset and pull the markets lower, because you had the dollar getting stronger, the yen getting weaker.
That's right. And this yen, folks, let me tell you, the Nikkei, you're going to want to be all over on these retracements. There's no doubt.
I know.
It's happening, man. I mean, it's happening. You look at this yen, it went from $76 up to 81.5. Yeah. Wouldn't it be beautiful to get a retracement back to 77 or something?
Oh, absolutely.
Because we know it's the correlation between indices and their currencies, and the Nikkei basically, is already up $1,400 off the bottom.
Yes.
And if we take a look, let me see, I think we had an ABC up. Yeah, we did. See, when it took off.
Oh, yeah.
And this is where you can see it's any market, any time. What does it do? Blows it away with 2 billion shares versus 1.3.
Yeah.
And that ABC, so that was 8,981. I'm just ballparking this, so about $800, which is 9,500, and they're at 96. So it just finished A to B equals C to D.
Right.
So no doubt, real action out here. So hey, where do we set up on dates coming up now?
Well, today actually you've got the at 10:04. In fact, I need to mark that 10:04. We had a apogee. I think we had apogee or perigee. I can't recall which one now off the top of my head.
Okay.
Lunar cycle. We had the new moon last week, so the next full moon would be in about 9-10 days, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got to look it up. On my charts here, I'll do that. But the lunar cycle aspect, other than apogee and perigee, hasn't really been hasn't been acting as well. Hasn't. It depends on how you want to take a look at it.
Well, I'll tell you, last night, right? So picture this, folks, okay? The moon flat out, okay? It's just pulling gravity back and forth. Now, when you're on the water, meaning fishing, right?
Yes.
It's always a big deal what's happening.
Right.
I've never seen, it was so wild last night. I said to Angie, I said, come on out here for a minute. And what happened, right? Is that I'm sitting outside with Harley, folks, right? And all of a sudden, man, I hear the water going, choo, choo, choo. Right?
Oh, okay.
Now, what happens is that we get lots of schools of fish come through all the time. I mean, we have dolphins out there and all this. But what happened last night was so weird, because the schools, right?
Yeah.
They were at the top of the water, but it was so weird, man, because the fish are they're like this, and I'm trying to figure out what the heck they're trying to do at the top of the water. And I almost thought something was wrong, because they kept going like this.
Okay.
And I don't know what was going on. But it's like, okay, that many fish. Yeah. I said to Ian, we should just get a net and throw it out there, but there's nothing I could have done with them all. There was so many of them. No, I'm not kidding. But it was really strange, man. I says, okay, well, I don't know what's happening here, but something was happening. Yeah. Those fish were kind of, I think it wouldn't make sense that they were going for air.
No, there had to be some bugs or something sitting up there.
Yeah, and I just couldn't see
them. That's probably some of the fish food, that Harley threw out.
Yeah, right. He keeps all his foods.
Yeah, so we had apogee come in this morning, at 10 o'clock, 10:04 this morning, and the the next full moon is going to be on March the 8th. So I think we're doing a Tampa.
March the 7th.
Are we doing Tampa on March the 6th? Right?
No, I think it's the 7th. March 4th is Boston.
What's 3rd?
Which is Saturday.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, but we'll be somewhere right around a full moon, right when we're doing our Tampa.
I like that.
Well, Tampa event. So we'll be able to howl at it. And the last full moon was on the 21st.
And this market, look at this. And right now, is that the S&P? Look at this. It's going to close. It's going to close this whole gap.
Yeah, that's the S&P.
And we'll see whether it got juice. It's going to close the gap, though.
Yeah.
You know where it? The SPY is down 34, which is nothing. And that gap from this morning is 136.73. I'm telling you, man, absolutely amazing, no doubt.
Well, look, what you'd like to see it do, I think, as long as it's sitting inside the swing point, right?
Yes.
So as long as it's sitting inside May 2nd swing point, would be get up over it and test it already. You know, we stopped a 1.5 or so, away from it on Friday's session. So either reject it or, get up, finish the test up at the top, and then do something.
I'd rather not test it now.
Yeah?
Yeah, because because what you had for a bear, folks, what you had is this. You had got over the highs.
Yes.
You had closed under them, with a dramatically contracted volume. So the high I'm talking about in the SPY is 137.20.
Okay.
Because now what you have is this. So we did all of 105 million shares on Friday, okay? We've already done 43 million today.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that test today would actually be on heavier volume because we're only an hour into the market.
Got it.
So that's why, the benchmark actually is 186 million because the 186 million at 136.17, that's another benchmark from the 16th. But all said and done, the bottom line is that, we'll see where it shakes out. Right now, the NDX 100, look at this NDX 100. The NDX 100 is bringing the market back right now. The NDX 100, 16 million shares. We're going into 83 million, and inside this, let's see what. It was Micron Tech that had Micron Tech.
I saw that.
Micron Tech has the juice inside this. That's up 70 cents. That doesn't seem like a lot, but that's only an $8 stock. So what you have with Micron Tech, you're going after. Look at this. Micron Tech's going after a B point, and it has the juice.
Yeah.
So you get the B point is 852. You're looking for 5 million. It's already done 5 million shares.
Yeah, the NDX, just like we were talking earlier and taking a look at it last night. Just take a look at this trend line, and it's back up above it. Every time it comes down and maybe tests it just a tad, it just rejects it.
Rejects it.
It is amazing.
It is.
As I was taking a look at how many gaps that it had, how many bearish engulfings, and it just said,
forget it.
Yeah. Maybe for a day or two, but that's it.
That's right.
Just to rest before it took its next jump up there.
And, of course, what you have good old Apple. Apple was, has said 4 points price spread today, which is nothing.
Yes.
But it's going after the highs. Now, this is going to get, the Apple one's going to get interesting, and this is why, folks. The first leg down, which this doesn't happen much on Apple, at 517 had the juice.
Yeah.
So it's going to go test those highs again, which is the 522.90.
But which doesn't have a lot of volume.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So.
How about crude oil?
Yes.
Paying attention at all to the
big time. Let me tell you. What we had. Okay, let's pull this up right now. CLJ2. So, the crude market, you get 110,000 contracts here, and man, look at this. You had 326,000. It's coming to 326. So, that little baby is going to need a lot more contracts than that to come break down.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's tempting, but it's not ready yet, meaning to sell it.
Yeah.
There's just, and we'll see what the strength is behind it. There's a differential for sure, because if we do go over to the XLE, one has nothing to do with the other.
Right.
But
when
you do go over the XLE, you're above this 73.17, and you're dealing with it's hitting highs with 14, 12. 12 million shares versus 31. Now, when it gets that whacked out, meaning what you're doing, folks, is that you're coming into those higher areas and you're coming in with 30% lighter volume. That's normally problematic.
Yeah, and that's being driven by ExxonMobil, which is trying to trade up, into its next swing point, which is going back to May of 2011. Makes sense.
Look at that.
And it's trading inside there right now. And that swing point's only got 18 million shares, I think, right? 18 million shares or so?
I get 15.
15, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're taking a look at the swing point going back to January 12th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going back all the way to May 2nd.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Because it's actually trading inside that May 2nd area.
Oh yeah, no, I see what you mean. Yeah.
As the bigger, longer term.
Big time.
Since that's what the market.
No, that's right.
Because they've got a heavy weighting. Are they number 2 or so inside the S&P?
Yes. Well, and inside the XLE,
certainly in the XLE, they're number 1, 30-some-odd% or what have you.
Now, watch this. This is pretty cool because when you are watching this, we came up the first weekly on January with 77 million. Your benchmark is 113. Last week, you had 50.
Yeah.
So that little baby also is basically saying, you know what, it's not going to be able to handle it.
Yeah. Now, one of the things on what I am watching on the crude is whether or not it can make a bearish engulfing up there. And the reason is because when you go back and you take a look at the continuous contract, each time that it's made a bearish engulfing at the top, that has proven to be a resistance area.
Big time.
And now, where would where would this thing fall back to? Well, this thing may only come back into the $102 range. You may only do a the retracement if you just take a look at off of the low from February 2nd just to the highs that were put in on Friday. 0.382 is 104. So, getting back to the 0.68 to $100.
Yep.
Which is still be a pretty nice move, but easy to do. 108 to $100.
Imagine being happy with $100. I know. Then, and the prices at the pump, they are going to
absolutely.
affect people. There's no two ways about that.
Well, we're out in California, and I didn't. Did you take a look and see what any pump prices were? I never paid attention. I know it's always more expensive for gasoline over there.
I think what happens is that
it's got to be in the high 4s.
Well, what happened is that it was so dark out when we were outside, you couldn't see anything.
Maybe that was one of the reasons.
I think so. I think so. And we were just taking the cabs, folks, from place to place. So that totally made sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And King Dollar. So that's what's the King now that the King is back. Right, King is back in the building. What is King Dollar doing?
The King's going to need more than what the King has going on right now. I'll tell you. What the King has done is this: the King is going back into the November 1st time frame, which was huge strength with lighter volume, but you're still in that area, and that area 78.43. Well, it's at 78.50.
Yeah.
If it stays at 78.50, then it's in the larger range. We've got to 78.40 today. The lower range is under 78.43. But that November 9th area, November 1st area, when we came off that bottom, that's strong. We came off that really strong. So when they teeter like this, though, it's interesting. Do you know what I mean? It really is. And when I say interesting, folks, I mean in the aspect that when you look at it on a shorter-term basis, say, okay, hold it. You have some juice coming back into the first swing point, but it's really coming back into November swing point, which is a bigger swing point.
So on that November 9th, it was coming back in there now. It missed it by a tick. In other words, the high on November 9th was like 78.25, and when it came back on Friday was 78.26.
Right.
So still not a test of that. Would you of November 9th? Would you say it would have had to at least hit 78.25? Would you?
I'd put it. It's close
enough.
It's close enough for sure.
Yeah. Good.
877-927-6648. It's going to be a long day out here, folks, because now they just got it all the way up. The real question is, on this small leg down, are they going to get any juice in the market? This is Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. You stay right there, folks. You get the Dow down 20, NASDAQ off 4, S&P's off 1. We're going to be right back.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pezzavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider, David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today. Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Tampa sponsor.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We get the Dow right now down 13. Nasdaq off 4. S&P's off $1.50. You get gold up $2.50. And don't forget, folks, coming up next Saturday, if you happen to be in the Boston, New England area, bottom line, Steve and I are going to be doing the Go Long America workshop. That is from 9 to 12 at the Burlington Marriott. Then we're coming back. We'll be in Tampa at the, I believe, the Hyatt Regency in Tampa. That's going to be from 6:30 to 9:30. That's going to be on Tuesday. All those.
Okay, great. Yeah. Which is the 6th.
Which is March 6th. Okay, so we're going to be Boston March 3rd, Tampa March 6th. Coming up this Wednesday, man, Mr. Basil Chapman is going to be doing a free webinar right anywhere in the world, folks. So just jump online at TFNN. That starts at 6:30, February 29th. And, of course, Basil's going to be coming up next.
And David's birthday. We got to celebrate David. We got to celebrate David's birthday.
Yeah,
on,
he's only 10 years old.
Is that what it worked out to me?
I don't know.
Great. I like it.
That's pretty cool.
He's 12. I think maybe he's going to be 13. This might be lucky 13 or something.
The 29th. Like There's nothing like having your birthday on the 29th.
Absolutely.
That no doubt is pretty cool.
I have to save him a little bit of that.
The toffee.
The toffee.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
We'll get him a box.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
totally.
We don't want to share.
No.
We'll get him a whole box.
Let me tell you something, man.
It won't last. Actually, won't last to the.
I can't wait to put some of that toffee inside my Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
Oh, yeah, I thought about.
Totally.
That's so funny that he said that.
Yeah, totally. Totally. No doubt.
That would crumble up nicely.
Oh yeah, big time, big time. One of the Tigers were telling us out in California. We was out at the Palm Beach last week, and premium was $4.59 to $4.89 a gallon.
Yeah.
And he paid $4.14 at a discount place.
Yeah.
That's what I think it says. Yeah.
$5 gas. Whew.
That's
intense.
That's
intense.
You know what? All the cabs know what they're doing. They got those electric ones. We're in?
We're in the Priuses. That was the first. That's actually the first time I've ever been in one of those.
Yeah.
And that was pretty. He was
moving,
cool.
man.
He was.
And he told us, though, that the Priuses even themselves, they average at 42 miles an gallon.
Right.
That's what he's saying. But that's good.
Even though on the screen it looked like it was.
It said 100.
90.
It said 99. You know, they have the gauge, folks, and it does say 99 to 100 miles per gallon. You know, so
that was in San Francisco. We must have been going downhill.
Yeah, totally. No doubt about that. You stay right there, folks, because we are going from Florida. We're going up to Newton, Massachusetts with our man Basil Chapman, 11 to 12. Then Tucson, Arizona. Beautiful thing. Get your cowboy boots on. Get your horse ready. Larry Pesavento will show you how to ride that market, 12 to 1. Back here, David White, 3 to 4. And then 4 to 6, we're going to be right here growling and prowling with you. And it's going to be a heck of a market out here today, no doubt. You've already had wide price spread. We'll see if, in fact, the S&Ps can hold this up. It's going in for the test right now. And, you know, the last bar had some juice in it. You know, that bar out there at the, let's see, at the 1040 area, we did 5.9 million. Now, the 5.9 million, now this is where it gets cool, actually. The 5.9 million was still going at the 10.7 million, left over from the 23rd, not the 24th. So this is left over from Thursday, folks. And the number is 136.73. You'll love this, man. I'm telling you. No doubt. No doubt. Inside the NDX, because the NDX brought it back. You know, as Steve was saying this morning, we got to watch that NDX. Well, bottom line, the NDX just brought the whole market back. You have Micron Tech, the Juice, C-Trip, Express Strips, Monster Beverage, putting juice into it, taking it out is NVIDIA, Netflix, Infosystems, and Stericycle. So.
Yeah, and Micron, it's got some juice. Like you said, it's over the swing point.
Yeah.
You know, with volume. 18 million.
Right.
It's got 27 already.
And today is going to be a big day. The reason being is that, well, look, there's still no juice inside the NYSE, but inside the NASDAQ, folks, we're the NASDAQ. We're already at 571 million. You stay right there. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We got our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, coming up next. Sell them, baby. Sell them. Sell it away. Have a great one, folks. Have a safe one.